Let's learn crafts, Unit 11 of your English 1. It is page 119. Page 119, Unit 11, crafts. Words to know. First, you have to copy down this in your spellings notebook. Words to know, you have to copy down in your spellings notebook. Number 1 is adz. Adz. A-D-Z-E is adz. A tool with a curved blade. You can write up to this. A tool with a curved blade. Next, brassware. Things made of brass. Display, to show, glistening, shining. Ornaments, do not write these things. You can just write for ornaments. You can write jewelry. Ornaments and jewelry are the same thing. Ornaments, jewelry. Remote, distant. Up to this you can write. No need to write a long way away. Next, sap, a watery liquid that comes out of a plant. Tethered, tied with a rope. Thatch, a roof made with straw. Thatch is a roof made with straw. You have to copy down this in your spellings notebook and you have to submit it. Let's go to the lesson. While explaining the lesson, I'm going to discuss the question and answers. So get ready so that you can know the answers that follows. Every paragraph, after explaining, I'm going to say the answer of the questions given in exercise number 1, page 123. All right, so I hope you get ready. Crafts. For centuries, India has been famous for its handicrafts. Every state has its own special craft. Every town and city has its handicrafts shops, and they display a wide variety of handicrafts from all over the country. These are things made from ivory. So, in exercise number 1A, what are some of the handicrafts of India? You can write some of the handicrafts of India are things made from ivory, rosewood, silver, gold, and silk, carved sandalwood, and brass toys and brassware toys. Up to this, you can write as number A answer. What are some of the handicrafts of India? Some of the handicrafts of India are things made from ivory, rosewood, silver, gold, and silk, carved sandalwood, and brassware toys. Apart from ornaments, craftsmen have always made simple everyday things used in our daily life. But many crafts are dying out because the things which used to be made by hand are made nowadays more easily and cheaply in factories. Kuta an siam chin ka ol sam takin ko lina alo siam chwa thei to awang khan crafts ho hianin chwailam an pan shet ani. Before it is too late, let us visit a village in a remote part of Karnataka where an ancient woodcraft is still practiced. So, number B question, where is Papanahali? Number B question is, where is Papanahali? Papanahali lies by the side of a wide stretch of water about 100 kilometers from Bangalore. I want the answer to be written like this. Papanahali is a village in a remote part of Karnataka. This will be your answer. Where is Papanahali? Papanahali is a village in a remote part of Karnataka. So now the writer is visiting a village called Papanahali, which is a remote part of Karnataka. At dawn, you can hear the singing of birds, and then, if you sit quietly under the great banyan tree, you can hear the whole village waking up. First, a cock crowing, then a small boy driving his goats before him into the forest, then a woman with a brass pot on her head going down the stone well. A man appears with a pair of bullocks, a plough across his shoulders, walking to his fields. If you listen carefully, you can hear the chip chip of an axe on wood. Follow the sound, go up the rocky path between the thatched houses with their walls of red mud and past some tethered bullocks. As the sound gets louder and you can come around the corner of a broken wall, you will see Gurappa. He is sitting on the ground by his side. are some logs of wood which he bought yesterday from the forest. They are freshly cut and with a sap. Gurapa has already sawn the logs into sections about 12 centimeters long. Now he is using an adze to split them into thin pieces about 1 centimeter thick. You can smell the new wood. You can imagine Gurapa's day in the forest. Alright, Gurapa was spending his day in the forest. He used to take wood from the forest, and how is he using that wood? We are going to know more about it. Only certain parts of those trees are useful for his work. He climbs the trees and cut branches. He works hard all day, and the sun begins to go down behind the hills of Gurapa, returns with his load of wood. That is how he gets his raw material, and now, as we sit watching him, he has finished splitting the wood into flat pieces. Then he chops with his adze until the opposite edges of the piece of wood are sharp. Do you know what he is making? Can you guess? You ought to know by now. If you cannot guess, you should watch what he does next. We are going to know what he is doing with the wood. When he has cut 20 or 30 flat pieces of wood, he puts one on a wooden support and holds it tightly with his foot. Then he takes a tiny saw and starts to cut the teeth of the comb. Alright, number C question. How does Gurapa cut the teeth of the comb? Gurapa cuts, it should be cuts, alright, because in the question you have does. Whenever you have does, the action have to has an S. Gurapa cuts the teeth of the comb with a tiny saw. Tiny saw, so kan ti hi ara kan ti ang ti ka on. Gurapa cuts the teeth of the comb with a tiny saw. Yes, he is making the wooden comb which you can find in the corner of any market. Wooden comb to some kui. Tinga siam ka ting sam kui kan tiang ka wooden kom chu ni kha kha gura pa khan alo siam ti na ni chu ram hnoya de khan ting te kha la kan ha uluk takin alo siam chin ni. He cuts the teeth from one side and then turns the comb over and makes a second cut from the other side. He throws down the comb and takes up one another. His saw works like lightning. The spaces between the teeth are quite regular and straight. If you look at Grappa's fingers, they are marked where the saw touches them. Alright, number D question. Where can you find these wooden combs? These wooden combs can be found in Papanahali. These wooden combs are found in Papanahali. These wooden combs are found in Papanahali. Papanahali is a village. Remember, it is a village in a remote part of Karnataka. We can find these wooden combs in Papanahali. Your answer, number D answer will be, we can find these wooden combs in Papanahali. Number E, why are Gurapa's fingers marked? Gurapa's fingers are marked because the saw touches them. Because the saw touches them. Gurapa's fingers are marked because the saw touches them. Gurapa is an expert. He can make 60 combs a day. Ni katakan sam kwika, ting sam kwika. Somruk ngot asiam the ni chu tiang khop chan a khan expert ani. But these are the ordinary combs. He also make long combs with fewer teeth. Sometimes, if he has leisure, he makes fancy combs with curved tops. For these, he chooses special hard woods. When I saw some of the beautiful combs he had made, I said to him, Gurapa, you should make more of this. You would be able to sell them for a lot of money. They are very beautiful. I don't very often make the special combs, he replied with a sad smile. Nobody wants them these days. Tu nang lai chuan tiang thing sam khui hi an dei du to lova ka shal thei thlei nem ti khan Gurapa khanin. Writer ni na han soyini. Then the writer asks, how much do you get for each one? Gurapa replies, only a rupee or two. And then the writer said, why do you sell them so cheap? Gurapa replied, only Ramaswamy and Gungulu are the ones who used to buy the combs here. Why don't you sell them to the city yourself? Said the writer. And Gurapa said, how would I go? What do I know of the city? I know only how to make comb. That too my father told me. He replied. Just then his wife came out of the house with a brass tumbler full of milk. This is for you, she said to me. I thanked her and drank the milk, and then told them that I had to go. You must take a few combs with you, said Gurapa. You ought to keep a comb to remember us by. Number F question. Why does Gurapa give the man some combs? Gurapa gives the man some combs for remembrance. Instead, ring na tan khan, alo shed ve ring na tura tan khan Gurapa khanin. Man ka, some quick ka apeni. Number F. Why does Gurapa give the man some combs? Gurapa gives the man some combs for remembrance. I must pay for them, I said. Oh no, said Gurapa. That is not possible. I am very happy to give you some. He gave me two or three combs that he had just made, and his wife bought a special comb from inside the house. In the evening, I got back to the city. At the door of my house, I met an old friend. Where have you been? He said. I have been to the village of combs. Look, aren't they beautiful? I said, showing him the combs. Oh, those things, he replied. The plastic ones are much better. What does the old friend say about the combs? The old friend says that the plastic combs are much better. The plastic combs, instead of these ones, you can write combs. The plastic combs are much better. I hope you can do your question and answers. I have all discussed them. What are some of the handicrafts of India? Some of the handicrafts of India. It is on the first page. Where is Papanahali? Papanahali is a remote village in Karnataka. How does Gurapa cut the teeth of the comb? Gurapa cut the teeth of the comb with a tiny saw. Where can you find these wooden combs? We can find these wooden combs in Papanahali. Why are Gurapa's fingers marked? Gurapa's fingers marked because the saw touches them. Why does Gurapa give the man some comb? Gurapa gives the man some comb for remembrance. What does the old friend say about the combs? The old friend says that the plastic ones are much better. The plastic combs are much better. Next exercise. This you have to submit the question and answers. The spellings, words to know, spellings and question and answers you have to submit. These exercises in your textbook. Complete the following sentences by finding a suitable, and in the boxes below you do not have to submit this one. Let me repeat. You have to submit your spellings assignment, that is words to know and then question and answers. Only those two you have to submit. Number A. The rays of the sun are glistening on the water. This is number one. You can continue writing it here, all right? And then number B, every town and city had its own handicrafts shop. Number C, by his side are some logs of wood. By his side are some logs of wood. This is number C. And then number D, only certain trees are useful for his work. This is number D. Number E, he uses an axe to cut the wood to shape. To cut the woods to shape. He uses an axe to cut the wood to shape. And then number two, you no need to do. Number three, what are these anagrams? All these are in the lesson. Anagrams, these anagrams are like jumbled words. You have to arrange the words given below and make a meaningful words. Here, I have written here. You have to copy this in your notebook, all right? Norman Reds are ornaments, Pedrex expert, the D3. Or I have missed out one E here. It should be at the third. SFC mantra is craftsman, not a space nowadays. You have to write Om 3 remote, Trumble is tumbler, sure lie will be leisure. You have to copy this down in your notebook. The next, adverbs. You have already learned adverbs in your grammar. These are a little bit of the exercises. You have to do it in your textbook. Very easy. Adverbs. That qualifies a verb. Rahim, quickly, do you remember what you learned about verbs? Underline the adverbs in the following. We are going to underline the adverbs. Rahim quickly ran after the burglar. Kung ya verb. Ran he verb niya. Eng tiang angin ngi atlan. Quickly rang takin atlan. Now quickly is the adverb. You have to underline. Lakshmi sat comfortably in her chair. Comfortably will be the adverb. In short way, adverb ly word ly topeng rang hit so adverb ni tlang pui chin on. You remember that ly word ly topeng rang so an adverb ni tlang pui chin. Sonny walked slowly to the phone. Slowly will be the adverb. All right. Now let's do the next one. Fill in the blanks in the following with adverbs of time. Try to use adverbs not given as examples above. Adverb of time you have already learned in your English 2. So you can just use the words to fill up the blank. Adverb of time. I am going to Agra today. You can use other adverbs of time, but it has to be adverb of time. Ka adverb intel to ka adverb of time and ngi to run oh. I am going to Agra today. Yesterday the train was late. Number C. Tomorrow I am going to get up at 9 o'clock. Number D. I am not going to the bed now. To bed now. Number E. Presently the man is eating his breakfast. Number F. He never eats before 10 o'clock. And the next, number 3, complete the following with adverbs of place. Adverbs of place po in to adverbs of place kan zero, adverbs of time kan zero, adverbs of manner po kan zero. Now some exercise one, adverbs of place. Don't go there because it is dangerous. Don't go there. Can just write there here. And then the tiger ran anywhere down the road. Anywhere. Here, anywhere down the road. Samir comes here every day. Adverbs of place to ni ka. Oh, mun ka so yang. The boys marched forward and saluted the flag forward. All right, with that we have completed Unit 11 crafts. Let me repeat exercise number 3, exercise number 2, exercise number 1, and uh, exercise number 1. Complete the following sentences by finding these exercises. You do not need to submit. These are your classwork. What are these anagrams? All the words are in the lesson. This one I have showed it here. Copy down in your notebook. And the question and answers, you have to do it in your notebook. You have to submit the question and answers. And what are these anagrams? The things which you have written in your notebook, you have to submit. The things which you do in your textbook, do not submit. And then most importantly, words to know, you have to write it in your spellings notebook. Words to know, you have to write it in your spellings notebook. Read and learn them and submit. That means you have 2 assignments, spellings and question and answers. Classwork are the exercises from the textbook. All right, I hope with that we can complete Unit 11 of crafts. It is about the crafts of India, how they decline, mostly due to the emergence of factories. Machines can do much better works than humans, so therefore it has resulted in the decline of crafts. All right, thank you.